Hey everybody, welcome back to my anime reaction channel, DBZ Anime. Today we're going to be having a little bit of a different video. Again, we're going to be doing an unboxing. I've got quite a few figures to go through. We have got Luffy from One Piece. We've got Millium from that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Zoro from One Piece. We've actually got an interesting one. The Time Machine from Dragon Ball Z. Whitebeard from One Piece, pretty big figure. Beatrice from ReZero. I've fallen in love with her character since the latest few episodes of ReZero. She's really grown on me this last season. Rim has been like the go-to character, the girl for everybody, but I'm really liking this character now. And then we got Kuroyukihime from Accel World. This is a lesser known anime, but I highly recommend it. It's actually pretty interesting and her design is incredible. So with that being said, let's start with the figures. Alright, let's go ahead and start with the Time Machine and see exactly what this is about. I've got a larger anime figure for Brolly coming soon, so I'm going to be doing an unboxing for him by itself. And then at some point, I do have a 1/3 scale Nezuko figure coming, and I've recently found out that only 99 of them are being made, so that's pretty neat. But I don't know when it's going to be released. It's supposed to have been released this month, but that has not happened. I almost hesitate to even call this thing a figure because it's actually just a machine. So we've got the individual legs here, and then we've got the top here, and then the base. I've actually been holding on to these for quite a while. This is a Lutaku figure, I believe, that I got. I just never unboxed it. Alright, so we have the base here. We have each of the individual sides. Each has capsule cord. The chair. We've got like these little itty bitty controls in there. Nothing moves. This is what each of the legs looks like. Alright, the package only came with 4 legs, but there is a couple more studs. Well, there's one more. So as you can see, there are 5, but it only came with 4 legs. I don't know if that was a missed package or if that's just the way it comes. And then the top, just clear plastic, just pops right back down. Well, one would think it pops back down, but it does not seem to be fitting correctly.
It don't.
So be aware that if you buy one of these,
the
top does not want to just kind of go down because the top here is not aligned properly with this. Some of it is wider at this part around the rim, so this might just hang there by hope, because you just force it down there, it's gonna probably crack. So there is that though. Alright people, I decided to turn off the green screen because it was kind of messing up the image for the figures, and it's what everybody's here for, so if you can't see them properly, it kind of defeats the purpose. So we will be running the rest of this without that. So, getting on to the next figure, we're going to be doing Zoro. Alright, so his packaging. It comes with his 3 swords, and then we've also got 2 sheaths. Not sure if the third one is attached to his body. We'll look at that in just a moment. We've got a pretty decent setup for him. This looks like a little foothold of some sort, a rock. Then we've got his main body, his legs, and then his head. And I actually do not see a third sheath, so it only comes with the 2. So be aware of that. Okay, so here's his head with his signature scar over his eye, his 3 golden earrings. What do y'all think the scar over his eye signifies? I've heard a lot of people think that there's some kind of hidden power underneath it that he gained that he has yet to show off. Others just think it's a scar he got while training under Mihawk. So the legs comes with a little extra plastic covering over part of the waistband. Pretty sturdy. Doesn't really bend too much. We've got some detail here where, you know, battle worn, where like the cloth has been torn. We've got some pretty nice detail right here with the clasp. Some more battle worn damage. The boots. So overall, it has a little bit of weight to it. It's not overly heavy. I mean, it's just your typical figure with its base, but still. Then his top with his incredibly like giraffe-like neck right here with arms. And we've got the scar going across his chest that he got from Mihawk when they first met. And Zoro challenged him rather foolishly. We've got wrinkles and different kinds of slightly variations of shading here going on. Part of that's from the light itself. Okay, so this part, according to the box, just basically sets here in front of him to support him so that he will not tip over. So that's a rather interesting foothold type thing, support. All right, so the sword here and the two sheaths are connected together. Pretty sturdy feeling. And then you've got the holes for each other sword, which we will take a look at. It is really well painted. And the individual ridges on it look really nice. The hilt, the actual hand pommel or handle. And then you've got the other one. Kind of the same setup, just slightly different colors. Obviously the handle and the hilt are not the same, but like size, weight, shape. I'm wondering if they actually go in homogeneous. There's like almost no depth to these whatsoever. It would have been kind of cool if you could put them in there. Alright, so there you go. We have his swords in hand, the swords on the back, and I've got to say our boy Zoro's looking pretty dashing. Not to be confused with the Zoro that marks you with a Z after he defeats you. Really, really well done. This is probably one of my better figures I've obtained so far. Okay, next up on the list will be Luffy. We might as well just keep rolling with the One Piece. Not sure how many of you all out there actually collect the figures that are watching, if you do bother to watch this, but let me know if you keep the box. I've decided to start keeping them, especially on the bigger figures, the more collectible ones. Like when I finally get this Nezuko figure, her box is going to be gigantic, but I'm probably going to keep it somewhere. Like I said, there's only 99 of these things being made, which is pretty incredible to be able to, out of billions of people, probably just a few millions of actual anime fans, but whatever, right? But the price of figures really doesn't increase. Typically it decreases over time, so I've only rarely found some that increase. I have a little Nezuko figure that was under $100 and now she's over $100 to buy her. Same with Sword Art Online figure I have. One of the characters, it's gone up quite a little bit. So the only bad thing about her is her sword that came with her was really fragile and it broke. So I've got to say, out of all the anime worlds that I've seen so far, One Piece is probably my favorite. And if I were to ever want to be in like an anime world, this would probably be it. Luffy comes with his typical base. Although this one is a little nicer. It has One Piece engraved on it. There's that. Or I think that's One Piece. This might just be the name of the corporation. Go. Luffy. And we've got a little bit of armament hockey on this arm. And his scar he got trying to save a... We've also got his hat. Alright, then his bottom part, his little sandals. Ooh, they even have individual riches on. You've got your typical hole in the ass. Stick in his ass.
What did you say?
For the stand. Honestly, not a lot of size to him. He's pretty small.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
That took me a bit longer than I anticipated to get this into his body. But, I mean, looks pretty neat. Do Millium next. She's just really one solid piece. So, this is pretty much her holding Rimuru. It is incredibly well done. Like, the detail is incredible. Her bright, vivid, nonchalant, whimsical face, cute little golden clasp to hold her close together. The hair is really painted well. The shading from like the darker pink and then we get to the lighter pink. I really like this. This is really pretty. And then we have like this little base for her foot to stand on is actually attached to her foot. I don't know if it comes off. I'm not even going to bother trying. The detail to her sandals, and then we even have like each individual toe painted over here. He looks really well molded, and like his irritated look on his face from Million picking him up. Then she just has the typical base, just plastic, just clicks right in place. Next up on the list, I think we're going to do Beatrice from ReZero, because she's like another full figure piece. Then we're going to save Whitebeard for last because he's the biggest. Alright, her base is just slightly nicer looking as it has this pink frilly looking thing around it. And as you can see, there are little butterflies all around it, which if you know anything about Beatrice, her eyes look like butterflies, so there's that theme going. But her figure is literally just one piece. And the detail is absolutely incredible. Look at this, people. There are actual things in her book. Okay, so those are just scribbles. It actually looks... You know what? This is probably not scribbles. I cannot read Japanese kanji, but this is all in kanji. So, there is a chance that this actually says something, and I just don't know what it is. So,
I'm kind of retarded.
If anybody has this figure, let me know. Again, the butterfly. You've got, like, her legs with, what do they call that? I forget what females call the garment that comes in there. Whatever. Wow, look how pretty she looks. The bows. See how her hair goes from the blonde down to this like light pink, and it just right here gradually just goes down. Her little crown on her head. How would you describe her attitude for the majority of the series? Just not really uncaring, just, was this a shawl type thing wrapping around her? Pretty ribbon here. Like, the amount of detail on this little figure is absolutely insane. Love this figure. Alright, so next, Kuroyukihime from Accel World. She is actually one of my favorite designed characters in anime. Okay, this is the first figure I've had that comes with actual instructions. So this is one of the better stands I have. Alright, she was really in the box, and her wings even more so, but here she is. She also has a butterfly theme to her. Her character kind of turns into sort of a butterfly in the anime. Her dress has all these like the wrinkles, and then you've got the frill, I think is what this is called, all around it. Her little like antenna things. Overall, I really like the figure regardless. She is adorable, and just a bit of a spoiler for the series if you want to give it a go. The main character is a rather bland looking guy who is an avid gamer, and somehow she ends up falling in love with him. And I love the series because she's gorgeous and he might be a 2. So I love how she doesn't just see him for looks. You know, she's deeper than that. So these are her wings, guys. Look how pretty these are. And it has like the translucent to it. So if you have like a light setup for this, it would look really good. Her body keeps falling down because see her legs here, but so yeah, you can actually move this around inside here. I don't think this comes out. It comes out. So her shoes, oh look at this, even the bottom of her shoes have the butterfly on. She has her 2 peg stands here, so if you wanted to set her outside of her dress, you could do that. For any of you NSW and Out Safe for Work, NSFW people, there you go. I will be keeping her inside of her dress. Her dress looks really pretty. And then on top of that, she has a cane she comes with that sits right underneath. So when we put her on the base, okay, first off, the stand has to go underneath the wing right here in between them, as shown in the instructions right here. Alright people, this is probably the most difficult figure I have that just doesn't want to cooperate. She moves in her clothes, so her feet don't sit stationary. So trying to get her feet into these tiny grooves is a pain because she will pop up from the base. And then this here is where her grooves for her feet in. For some dumb reason, it comes out. So when you're pushing down on her, it pops back out. There's a little groove for her umbrella in her hand to go in. But because her arms are PVC, they move up and down. So her umbrella will not stay in spot. And because, again, she moves in her clothes, pushing down to push this down just messes it right back up again. So finicky is a great word to describe this figure. But that said, she is gorgeous. And once I get her set up in my case, she will be there. So again, I do love her wings, and some people would probably take and glue her in place. I'm not going to do that. That's a bit much. And also, her base allows her to swing like this because her clothes. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this thing. Like, come on now. Alright, and now for the coup de grace, Whitebeard. This is one heck of a box, too. Like, look at this thing. It looks like a oversized lunchbox. Alright, so look how massive this coat looks. That thing is as big as my hand. I'm not the biggest person in the world, but that's still kind of impressive. We've got the Whitebeard Pirates logo on the back. We've got individual buttons clasped on this side for the button. We've got his shoulder pieces with all the frill going around it. Each of these individually crafted. Each of them have different little patterns to them. We've got his signature weapon. I'm not exactly sure what this is called. Javelin? No, it's a spear, isn't it? But like, it's not your typical spear, right? If this had an edge to it, I could probably cut my steak with this thing. It has like all these little details engraved into the sides of it. Then you've also got like all these little cracks and stuff. Like, you would think this was damaged from shipping or something, but this is actually made to look like, you know, battle worn. So then we have his stand, which is the only real unique stand so far out of all of them that I've gotten. And it looks basically like some kind of rock formation where he used his quake powers to distort the ground below him and crack it up. So that is really impressive looking. Like, it looks like I just went outside and dug up some earth and just used that, which you've got all these ridges and cracks, and it's really, really nice. And it has a little bit of a weight to it. So we've got his head wrapped up in his feet. We'll take these off, of course. Don't want Whitebeard suffocating, even though, spoiler alert, he's dead. All right, guys, look at his big, massive. This guy could probably go toe-to-toe with the Hulk. Look at the scars, the bleeding, like just every vein popping out of this man's body, his beard, his bandana, scarf, shawl type thing going around his midsection, his woundless back with, again, the Whitebeard tattoo emblem on his back. This guy could be Mr. Universe. His shoes, I'm guessing that's about it. Just kind of sits on there, right? I mean, okay, there we go. Kind of fell into place. That's better. All right, now let's get him on his base. All right, guys, so here's his base. Pretty sturdy. He's solidly on this, like he's not going anywhere. His coat's kind of hanging on by hope, but it clicked into place, so it's there. It's just kind of suspended, but look how huge this guy is. I don't have a ruler or anything, or else I would go grab one. Here's my phone. About a phone and a half. There he is. Once more, the Accel World figure. Gorgeous Beatrice, who, honestly, I think out of all these, she is the prettiest one. Whitebeard being the biggest. Probably, I would say they're equal on detail. Millum with Rimuru. Almost a double figure. Luffy. Zoro. And probably the most disappointing figure out of all of these, the ship. Because, like, I just cannot figure this crap out. So, I'll probably figure it out off screen at some point. once more, Brolly figure incoming. He should be here in a couple days. I'll do a video on that. And then when the Nezuko figure comes in, and the Lutaku boxes with. I also have another figure coming in that's Luffy. So that's going to come in a couple days, 2 to 3, I hope. So maybe I'll do that with the Brolly figure, not sure. But with that being said, though, guys, thank y'all very much for watching, and take it easy. I'll see y'all next time.